time this has happened. It's been happening year after year after year. Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore, the list goes on and on. Where's the noise at? Where's the protests? Where's mainstream media talking about that? Where is it? That's what I want to know. Because let me tell you something. Nothing else matters if we're dead.
I've been saying that ever since the existence of my channel. Where are all the protests? If the perpetrators of what happened last weekend in Chicago over Memorial Day weekend were white, you will see protests all up and down the streets of Chicago, down Michigan Avenue, up and down the Magnificent Mile. You will see it all on the news. However, you don't see that when it happens on a recurring basis in the black community.
When I bring up something like reparations, the fact of the matter is that at this particular moment in time, that ain't on my mind. My point is that if we're going to bring up subjects like this, and we're going to bring up subjects like police brutality or brutality on the part of some police officers, as I like to say, when we going to look at ourselves when it comes to black people being killed in the streets of America?
It's a constant refrain. It seems as if we've become normalized to that, normalized to this behavior in our community, normalized to the fact that we're shooting each other, killing each other. We're destroying our progeny. We're destroying everything that will lead to, you know what? On this rate, there is a genocide taking place in the black community. And it's sad because it doesn't have to be that way. It wasn't that way. Families were intact. Our communities were safe before the government came in and initiated all these programs that de-emphasize the need for family, that de-emphasize the need for a father in a home, that de-emphasize Christ in the community, that made Jesus just a religion, a black liberation theology deal, if you will, instead of having your life live the way Christ wants you to live. No, you're oppressed. Everything is coming against you. This country is systemically racist. This country is inherently racist. We got to find excuses for our behavior. We do not take agency. We let other people tell us how to live our lives. And so therefore, what does that lead to? That leads to despair because those people will never want you to get to their level. So I'm glad people like Stephen A are speaking out because we need more people to actually speak the truth. Where are the other celebrities? I mentioned this on the video I did about Bill Maher. Where are the other celebrities? The bougie black elite do not want us to talk about these things.
I don't even want to get into what happened in Chicago, but I have no choice. From Friday to Monday, at least 53 people were shot. 11 fatally, according to police, killed by the police. And in some cases, there'd be riots in the street. Where's the due diligence when it comes to putting a spotlight on what we're doing to each other? 53 lives. 53 in one weekend. It's not the first time this has happened. It's been happening year after year after year. Chicago, St. Louis, Baltimore, the list goes on and on. Nothing else matters if we're dead. Nothing else matters if we're killing each other.
The bougie black elite do not want us to talk about these things. That's why you don't hear people like LeBron James. That's why you don't hear people, the so-called celebrities, talk about these things in the black community. They can talk about every other thing. They can post and tweet about all kind of other stuff. Police brutality, white supremacy. Where's Jamel Hill talking about this stuff? You don't hear them saying this stuff because they're the bougie black elite. They don't want black folks to achieve. That's the sad reality. They don't want black folks to achieve. And the only way we can achieve is by returning to our roots, returning to our faith in God, and allowing that to establish a sense of behavior, true behavior norms that allow us to achieve.
Forget about what we deserve. Some people have different forms of reparations. They want money from the government, even though the government's national debt is at $31.4 trillion as of last month. I hear you, though. To give to Ukraine, which I'm not opposed to take care of immigrants coming into our borders. And we come up with money every time we feel the need to address one issue or another that happens in this country. Come up with money for our minority populace that contributed to the upliftment of this country that was marginalized and demonized and ostracized and oppressed for years. So nobody's trying to sit up there and say that we don't deserve something. My point is, it's debatable as to what that could be. It could be making sure the economy flourishes and that there's job opportunities. It could be by contributing to education and enabling folks that otherwise couldn't afford an education to make sure they get educated so we can uplift our society. There's a variety of ways. It doesn't matter if we're dead. It doesn't matter. Especially at our own hands.
And so I will say something about these reparations. I think reparations should be paid to instill family units in the black community. I really do. If you want to do some kind of money, pay money for families to stay intact. Pay monies for children to graduate from school. That's the kind of money that will be well used instead of giving people money that are going to do the same thing they're doing right now. This whole system is set up to make us victims. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. But until we recognize that, we'll continue to shoot each other. And honey, you know, LeBron, you were right. We are being hunted down these streets, but it's not by police officers. It's by each other. We're hunting and killing each other over turf we don't even own. This must change. This must change.